So there's this sauce. It's a really great sauce. It's going to be the basis for our breakfast tacos today. Basically, it's an enchilada sauce, but I like to use it for many things. It's ancho, arbol, and guajillo chiles. Gonna soak them overnight, get about an inch or two of water above them. In the morning, they're gonna take on some of that water, they're gonna absorb it, so you wanna add just a little more water, throw them on the stove, and boil them for 30 minutes. Once you got them softened, I'm gonna bring them out and either throw them into a blender or throw a blender into them in my case. Now, the former is preferable. If you got a blender to throw them in, I definitely recommend going that route, and here's why. See that vapor that is arising from this cauldron right here it's like pepper spray. Get your lungs burning a little bit. So if you have to do it the way I'm doing it, I recommend a face covering. Getting more of that red color as it sits. Gonna add 5 cloves of garlic. Keep blending it. Want to get it down pretty good. Get those skins down as much as possible before we start straining it. We want to have just a little strainer. Going to be using a wooden spoon or a spatula to basically sift out the bottom of the strainer. You want to keep it moving, otherwise the seeds will kind of block it off. So keep it moving. You'll get that smooth mixture on the bottom. And you're gonna see, even though we're leaving a lot of seeds behind, it's still an incredibly hot sauce. Liquid gold happening on the bottom, or liquid red. That ancient elixir from the Mexica. Nice and smooth. Let it sit for a moment. There it is. Perfection. Like I said earlier, garlic, salt, pepper. We really want the flavor of the chiles to come through more than anything. Gonna get started on our Beyond Beef, our taco filling. Gonna be roasting a tomato, a couple jalapenos. Cast iron skillet preferred, mostly just because I'm an insufferable hipster. High heat, get the oil heated up. Flame throw the jalapenos and the tomato. Make your smoke alarm go off. If you got a grill's great, but I prefer my method because it's what I got. Chopped onion added to the mixture. Start to get that juice going. A combined flavor of the jalapenos, tomatoes, and the onion. Get them shiny, and we're gonna add our Beyond Beef at this point. Usually Beyond Beef comes in the block form. It was on sale in the patties for me, same amount either way. Adding 2 patties of Beyond Beef to the mixture, and I don't know, I don't know how much that is in ounces or otherwise. Getting everything the right size in the pan, getting the air quote meat chunks where we want them, getting them mixed into the population of the onions, tomatoes, and jalapenos. Get them combining flavors, cooking together, and cover it on up. We're gonna reduce the liquid before we add our red sauce to the mixture. Since these are breakfast tacos, we are gearing the meat to be like chorizo. Maybe some slight differences in the flavor of your typical chorizo versus what we have going on today. But a similar spice level and certainly the same color. You want to get a lot of sauce in there. We really want the Beyond Beef to take on the flavor and identity of the sauce. So it's going to make these particular tacos so special. Let it simmer for a while. Keep it moving. We're going to be reducing all of that sauce. It's going to get down to the bottom, to the Beyond Beef. Once we add the just egg, we're going to be adding just egg to this mixture. Chorizo and eggs will be the final taco filling. A little black pepper. A little bit of salt at this point too. I like to wait a while. I like to let my food be well on its way to cooking before I start to add the seasonings in there. Get salt too early, I think things can get a little weird. I don't know. I can't really describe it. It's a texture thing. Adding liquid smoke to the mix. Once again, going back to our goals to give the meat a chorizo feel. The liquid smoke will basically turn our Beyond Beef into Beyond Pork. That's my biggest vegan trick. Basically, any meat substitute is turned into pork once you add liquid smoke to it. Can we just take a moment? That is a sexy pan of Beyond Beef with our red sauce. Getting a little fired up right now, honestly. As we almost have our red sauce reduced now, we're gonna start some papas fritas on the top left of the stove. As much of a cast iron pan person as I am, I'm not very good at cooking potatoes in cast iron for some reason, so using my non-stick for that. Just about ready for the just egg with the Beyond Meat. Got all that sauce reduced. It's nice and crispy. We're using about a half a bottle here. We are looking to spread the Beyond Beef evenly through the just egg mixture. Get everything coated fairly evenly. When I'm making chorizo and eggs with just a store-bought chorizo, I kind of keep the just eggs separate from the chorizo. They'll meet in the middle a little bit sometimes, but for the most part, I keep it as a separate entity. In this case, since we're so focused on the flavor of the Beyond Beef and the red sauce, the egg just serves as kind of a coating, really, for the air quotes meat. Got our potatoes on medium high, just getting all of the potatoes covered in oil and just getting that first layer of crispiness going on the bottom of the potatoes. As we flip our Just Egg and Beyond Beef over from its first layer of crispiness. And that's essentially what we're doing with both pans for a hot minute right now. We're going to be just flipping and stirring, flipping and stirring. Everyone takes pride in their papas fritas. I do as well. I'm not going to proclaim myself the greatest potato chef on the planet, but mine are solid. If you're peeping my method here, I'm not going to lead you wrong. As you can see, the Beyond Beef and the Just Egg are starting to coagulate. They're starting to unify, become one. The Just Egg has a nice flavor to it. It's a good egg replacement coming from someone who really loved eggs. Eggs were the last thing I let go of before going completely vegan. And though it's been a while since I've had real eggs, and the gap between me quitting eggs and Just Egg coming out was quite a few years, I've found Just Egg to be quite a satisfying replacement, especially for such an egg lover as myself. And that chorizo and egg mixture it's just about ready. Got our potatoes covered, getting them up to a high heat. Covering them mostly to get them cooked all the way through. One of the trickier parts about potatoes is getting the outside crispy, but getting the inside cooked all the way through. Going to be adding cheese to the Beyond Beef and the eggs, or the Beyond Sausage, the Beyond Chorizo, and eggs. King Soopers brand, Kroger brand, vegan cheese, vegan cheddar in this case. I was impressed with the Simple Truth line of vegan everything, really. Quite a few great products. Maybe they should pay me for free advertising. Heat off, lid on, it's ready, or it's going to be ready. Gonna let that cheese melt, do its thing. Judging by the sound of those potatoes, you can just hear it. You can hear the crispiness happening. Lubing everything up again, moving it around. We're gonna shake it, flatten it, cover it. Potatoes coming. I'm gonna use this time right now to let you all know that I forgot to tell you all you should be roasting poblanos. So we're gonna be adding poblanos, roasted poblanos to the end tacos. So if you're hearing this, it might be too late if you've been cooking along pace so far. But if not, get those poblanos going as well. You're gonna need roasted poblanos. Blacken them on each side. Sweat them and peel them. Those papas fritas looking pretty done right there. Add a little chili powder. Some salt. And some mystery spices. You don't get to know everything that I put into my papas fritas. I've given you enough information already. Everyone likes their potatoes their way, but I love my potatoes, and I think they hold up. It is now time to break out the comal, get our tortillas ready. Don't forget about that poblano I told you. Tips to sweat your poblanos. Wrap them in parchment paper for 15 minutes after roasting them. Then peel them. Getting the lime ready. When you get the lime ready, it's serious. It's almost taco time. If I even smell lime, my mouth starts to water. Little brown marks on the tortillas. Hey. Throwing one more on though, because we're having 3 tacos. I don't understand people that can just eat 2 tacos. Most of the time I can eat like 8. And I'm trying to show some restraint today. Once you got your poblanos sweated, peeled, slice them on up. Ideally, it's good to have roasted poblanos and garlic on hand as much as possible. And there's our final mixture, trying to get sections with the cheese on top of it, just kind of placed down vertically upon our corn tortillas, our tacos. White onion and our red sauce go together like white onion and red sauce. I was gonna say peas and carrots, but that isn't as good as white onion and red sauce. Few things are, to be perfectly blunt. There's our poblanos. Everyone give it up for our poblanos. Gonna complete our breakfast tacos. See how poblano is kind of red right there? That means it's a more ripe one. A little spicier, but you know those poblanos, those dark green poblanos, they're not particularly spicy. Sometimes they are, though. I've had some that will absolutely rip yours and mine's heads off. And there we go. Adds flavor to the egg and chorizo. Beyond chorizo. Voila. And there we have it. Not 1, not 2, but 3 delicious breakfast tacos served with papas fritas. Get your favorite salsas in the mix. Mine are El Yucateca and Melinda's XX Extra Hot. There it is, friends. Breakfast tacos. These were fire. Please believe. Enjoy, mis amigos, amigas, and amigues.